Bonjour et bienvenue to Basic French 3. I'm Dana Kim from WLTS, and today I'm going to share my knowledge on Basic French, and it is our third lesson already. Today we're going to talk about how to say my name is in French, a conversation when you meet someone, when you say goodbye, and lastly we are going to learn about masculine and feminine words. Before we go into our lesson, we're going to do a quick review as always. Today is going to be a conversation using the salutations we learned before. So the first time I'll be Paul and you guys can be Sylvie, and you guys can just read out loud the dialogue that is written here. Bonjour mademoiselle. Comment allez-vous? Bien, merci. Now I can be Sylvie and then you guys can be Paul. Bonjour monsieur. Très bien, merci. Et vous? Okay, this dialogue uses all the salutations we learned before. Here it says bonjour, bonsoir, which means good day, good evening. We went over this. Comment allez-vous is asking someone how are you doing, and a more informal way to do it is comment vas-tu, like this. And saying very good is très bien, thank you means merci, and you means et vous, because et obviously means and vous means you, as we learned from the pronouns before. I think we're done with our review, so let's go on with the lesson. Okay, we're going to learn about how to say my name, how to introduce my name to others. Okay, here we can see how to introduce my name to others. It says, je m'appelle, vous vous appelez, and tu t'appelles. So the first part, je m'appelle. You guys know that je means me, I, so here, je m'appelle means my name is. In case of me, I would say, je m'appelle Dana Kim, in order to introduce my name to others. And the second part, vous vous appelez. If you learned your pronouns, you know what vous means. It means you. And here, you're asking someone what their name is. Vous vous appelez. In the example part, the first sentence is comment vous appelez-vous? And this is how you ask your name politely to others. What is your name to others? And then that person would say, je m'appelle, blah, 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 and you guys would know their name. And there's another informal way to ask people for their name, so, and not in like a business situation. You can say, tu t'appelles. So here, comment t'appelles-tu means what's your name, more friendlier than comment vous appelez-vous. So let's go over it one more time. Je m'appelle. Comment vous appelez-vous? Comment t'appelles-tu? Okay. Second, we're going to talk about dialogue when we meet someone. Because we've learned our salutations and also how to introduce myself, I think we're gonna combine all those two and try to make up a dialogue. So because it's meeting someone, you guys have to know how to say, I'm good to meet you, I'm pleased to meet you. So we are gonna have to learn some new vocabulary. You guys already know that je suis means I am. Enchanté means delighted and enchanted. Again, enchanté. Third, content means you're content, you're pleased, you're glad, and you're happy. Again, content. Next, to meet someone, to meet is rencontrer. One more time, rencontrer. And the last vocab is, we already went over this last time, it is aussi, which means to, also, as well, and so. You can usually say me too and say moi aussi. Again, aussi. Now that we have went over the vocabs, let's go on to the dialogue. Okay, so this is the first dialogue. let me read it first. Je m'appelle Paul. Comment vous appelez-vous? Moi, je m'appelle Sylvie. Je suis content de vous rencontrer, mademoiselle. Moi aussi. This actually has all the things that we learned today, so let's dissect it from the top. Je m'appelle Paul means my name is Paul. Comment vous appelez-vous? We learned before, what's your name? And Sylvie is introducing her by saying moi first, so she's kind of accentuating that she's saying about her name by saying moi in the first part of the sentence. Moi, je m'appelle Sylvie. She's saying her name is Sylvie. And then, je suis content de vous rencontrer, mademoiselle. This sentence seems very long, but if we just like divide it into parts and see, it's not that hard. Je suis content. I am content. I'm pleased. And de vous, you. Rencontrer, to meet. To meet you. I am pleased to meet you, mademoiselle, miss. So, in English, it would say, I am pleased to meet you. And the last part, moi aussi, as I said before, means me too. So let's go over the dialogue one more time. You can follow after me. Je m'appelle Paul. Comment vous appelez-vous? Moi, je m'appelle Sylvie. Je suis content de vous rencontrer, mademoiselle. Moi aussi. Okay, let's move on to the second dialogue. This is the second dialogue. You can see that it is more simple than the previous one, but still we're going to go over it. First, the overall part. Je m'appelle Paul. Tu t'appelles comment? Je m'appelle Cécile. Enchanté. Enchanté. It's a very simple conversation, but you can see that it is more friendlier than the previous one because it uses tu t'appelles instead of comment vous appelez-vous. And you can also see that here, enchanté was used, not content. And like as an expression of being like pleased with the situation, enchanté is more commonly used than content. And content is like more used in a sentence. So here you can see that je m'appelle Paul, my name is Paul. Tu t'appelles comment? What's your name? In a more friendlier accent. Je m'appelle Cécile, my name is Cecile. And enchanté, I'm delighted. Enchanté, I'm delighted also. And you can see that the enchanté that Sylvie says, no, not Sylvie, Cecile says has another E in the, after the enchanté that Paul says. So this is an example of feminine and the masculine words that I'm going to introduce to you a little later. So you guys have to just a little bit wait more, and it's gonna be fun. Next is saying goodbye. How to say goodbye in a conversation. Okay, we're gonna have to learn a little more vocab to learn how to say goodbye. It's not hard, so let's go over it. Au revoir means to see or meet again. Goodbye, seeing or meeting again. And after every lesson, I say au revoir, and this kind of explains why I say that, because I'm obviously gonna see you guys again. So au revoir, it can be remembered like that. And journée means daytime or day, and we can also infer the meaning of this word by thinking about the word bonjour. Jour means day, so you can actually infer the meaning of the journée by that. Third, bientôt means quickly and shortly and soon. You can say that after you're meeting someone and say you're going to quickly meet them after. And then salut, hi, bye, we went over this the first class and the second class. And then demain, tomorrow. There's a word for today, tomorrow, and yesterday, and demain means tomorrow. And then lastly, soirée. I told you guys this in the second lesson because we were talking about good evening, bonne soirée, like this. So you guys can remember it by that. And also in English, a soirée means to have a little, like a dinner party. So I think you guys can also remember the word by that. So the vocabs weren't very hard. Using these vocabularies, you're going to understand the meaning of dialogue 3. It's not hard, so let's just follow me. Au revoir, madame. Au revoir, monsieur. Bonne journée. À bientôt. Okay, I told you that au revoir is used in au revoir, which I say after every lesson, and voila, here it is. So let's see. It means see you again, and madam, ma'am, au revoir, madame means see you again, ma'am. And second, au revoir, monsieur means see you again, sir. And then the monsieur is saying bonne journée to the madam. So we can kind of infer that it is in the morning time or in the afternoon, not late in the day. So he's saying have a nice day. And then the woman is saying see you soon or see you later, not so long. And we learned the vocab bientôt. It means quickly. So when you say bientôt means I'm going to see you soon. Let's go over it one more time. Au revoir, madame. Au revoir, monsieur. Bonne journée. À bientôt. Let's move on to the next dialogue, which is our last dialogue. This is another way to end a conversation or say goodbye to a person when you're done with the conversation. Let's go over it. Salut Pierre. À demain, Sophie. À demain. Bonne soirée. Toi aussi. Okay, this is another simple dialogue. So, from the first line, it says, Salut Pierre. And we know what salut means, bye. So, she's saying, bye Pierre. And then, Pierre is saying, à demain, Sophie. Which means, till tomorrow, Sophie. I'm gonna meet you tomorrow, Sophie. Like that. À demain. Sophie also says à demain, and then she says bonne soirée, and we can infer the time of the day. It might be in the late afternoon or in the evening, so she's saying have a nice evening. And then lastly, toi aussi, you too. Let's go over it one more time. Salut Pierre. À demain, Sophie. À demain. Bonne soirée. Toi aussi. Lastly, we are going to learn about the masculine and feminine words. For example, there was enchanté like before, so we're going to see more cases like that. In case of French words, there are a feminine form for them or a masculine form for them, or they can just interchange between each other by putting an E behind the masculine word. So here you can see that enchanté as a masculine word changes into a feminine word when a E is put behind it. So it also is enchanté, so the pronunciation doesn't change. But there are cases when pronunciations change, and that is the second case, when a word ends with an X and then the end part changes into SE when it becomes feminine. Here it says heureux, which is masculine, and if it turns into a feminine word, it becomes heureuse. And the last part of the word just magically changes. The pronunciation changes, so you guys have to be aware of that. And differentiating masculine and feminine words wouldn't be very hard because if there's an additional E, you can know that it's a feminine word. But there are cases when they just only have one form, just masculine or feminine, and you guys can differentiate that by looking at which articles are used. Is it a feminine article or a masculine article? And we are going to go over the types of articles very soon, so keep me updated. Au revoir, see you again, which we learned today, so you guys would have a more clear understanding of what this means. I'm going to see you later, and this was our third class, so it will be our fourth class next time. Thank you.